Is it going? That's always a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I know
It's actually, we got 3 of us going. We're good.
It's good. Better than it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I must have done something right last time. Probably.
I hope so.
Anyway, so
Seems like they like Chuck and Dave. Oh, so we've got Nate going now.
Hi, Andy.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Did you have a big Christmas and New Year?
Good. Good as can be. How about you?
It is, you know. Pandemic Christmases aren't as fun, but
You got to see your family, didn't you?
I did,
Yeah, good.
not all at once, but. You know,
Good.
yeah.
Nancy, how are you?
Sorry,
That's all right. You're good.
I didn't think my key pod was working. I was freaking out. Oh my gosh, it was a mess. Just went out and started my car for me. These crazy things, I've never had one of these before. And I said, the lights aren't flashing. I don't think it's working. And he goes, your car's running, it doesn't flash. And there it was unlocked all that time.
I just had to put new batteries in ours, because that little fob, the battery's gonna go out.
Yes.
If you ever get anywhere and it won't start, you just take the fob and put it all the way up to it, push it in, and it should start.
You mean with the key thing?
With the fob, yeah.
With the phone?
I'm ready.
Replace the battery.
I'd like to call the meeting to order, please, and rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Roll call, please, Nancy.
Okay, where's Rask?
Here.
Stufflebeam? No. Wallace? Nope.
No.
Fleming?
Here.
Rose?
Here.
Black? Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Nancy. You've had a chance to look at the minutes of our last meeting. I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes when someone is ready.
So moved.
By Chuck Rask, is there a second? By Dave Rose. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Approved. Roland, is there correspondence?
No correspondence at all this evening, sir.
Are there general comments from the audience?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've already presented this to the chief and to Rollins. I actually have Jennifer on videotape harassing my dogs, which I have repeatedly brought to the city about this happening. Now I got her on videotape out harassing my dogs. Now, I've already had problems with the state's attorney before about one of her employees harassing my dogs. So it's already documented about this stuff. They have called the animal control before about my dogs. So with her on videotape harassing my dogs, if my dog breaks through my fence and rips off her dog face, that's not my fault. That's not my dog's fault. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, protecting my yard. And on top of that, there's a Jason on that put on Facebook that I should be actually investigated for arson. Because of all the crazy stuff, apparently since I got a grievance against the alms, apparently I have a grievance against every single business in this town. Even businesses I don't go to. Period, point blank. So there's a thing called retaliation. And all of you know, I am very big about retaliation. So don't expect retaliation is not going to be upon us very soon. Thank you.
Are there any other comments? Council, you had a chance to look at the bills that need to be paid, or are there questions about the bills? And if not, I would appreciate a motion to approve the bills as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Chuck West to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nate. Are there any questions? Roll call, please, Nancy.
Rask,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Roland, the wire transfers for the month?
They're all spelled out like they are every month. The total funds received for the month was $153,063.28. Expenses for the month was $84,797.49.
Any questions from the council? Thank you very much for that. And the TIP report.
There were no activities since the last council meeting. The TIF balance is $760,463.66.
Thank you. And Chief, the police department report.
Ordinance work is continuing. Officers depart in the Santa Parade beginning of December. Officer Utzinger graduated the police academy and is now in a field training program. And myself, Officer Utzinger, and Officer Rice provide extra security to the schools due to the nationwide threat of violence right before school is over on TikTok. And all officers are in all three schools from 7:30 in the morning till 3:15 p.m. when school is on.
Thank you again for that. Any questions from the council? Motion to approve the police department report.
So moved.
Nate, seconded by Dave.
Black.
Black, thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried. Old business, Rollins?
Well, we had discussion on the use of the city property, but after a conversation I had with the folks, there's no reason to have any discussion as Asher's have elected to set their new food vendor trailer at Odie's over on North Main Street. And they don't intend to use the city property.
Not that it matters, but what's
Pardon? It's it was a paint. Yeah, it was a paint building. She is of distant relative with the gentleman. He's agreed to let them use electrical plug-in for the building. They've got a restroom that the employees could have to use. It is their intent that they will do carry out. They'll be open from 11:30 till 1 at lunchtime, and supper between 4:30 till 8. And they're going to put in cell phones and the only thing she didn't tell me is when they plan to open up, but their change in what they were going to do. So
Probably posted on Facebook. So.
yeah, I'm sure she will. So there is no old business this evening.
New business.
There was a drafted ordinance by Mike just before New Year's Eve. And this will be waived and will not use it because it won't be used by Asher. So. The next item I have under new business is discussion of possible action on CEDC recommendation of grant applicants. And that meeting was Thursday night, and obviously on Friday the office was closed, so I couldn't include that into the agendas. So they were laying on your date table. Give the floor to Mayor Cole.
Well, just to repeat for the audience, the CEDC approved 3 residential redevelopment applications, one to Ryan Skaggs for window replacement. The cost of the project was $2,700 and the grant amount would be $2,000. Marilyn Walters, garage upgrades at a cost of $15,949 with a grant of $1,000. And Julia Walters for lot cleanup at a cost of $1,011 with a grant amount of $758.25. Those would be recommended to the council to approve. In addition to that, we had a TIF redevelopment request from Farmington Moose Lodge, 2-part, one being to install a grease trap and the other being to blacktop the entrance to the Moose Drive. The first item was a cost of $11,400 and the committee approved a grant of 75% of the cost, up to $7,500, which is what the grant amount is, $7,500. And the cost of the blacktop drive was $6,300 and 75% of that cost was $4,725. And that is what the committee approved for the Moose, for a total of $12,225. Awaiting that's a recommendation from the CEDC to the city for your approval.
I move that we proceed with the recommendation.
Thank you. A motion by Chuck. Thank you very much. Seconded by
Rose.
Dave Rose. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Rask,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item I have is for discussion, possible action on video gaming licenses. Currently, the state of Illinois had a maximum amount for a license is $25 for the video gaming terminal annually. As of January 1st, they have allows non-home rural municipalities to impose an annual fee for each video gaming terminal not to exceed $250 per year. And it's something that I thought maybe I should make the council aware of the change in the state statute. So in your agenda packets from the Illinois Gaming Board Video Gaming for November of 2020 through November 2021, I printed out everybody that had video gaming licenses. And the VGT count is the number of machines that each facility has. On the second column where the VGT income is the net terminal income for each of the facilities. And the NTI tax is the money that the state collects based on the income. And then a percentage is distributed to the local municipality. So the municipality share all the way on the right-hand side is the funds that come into the city. But obviously, given what's been going on in our community, three of the establishments that had licenses from November 20 through 21, three of them have closed. One was the Farmington Gas, and it has been changed by new owners. And the new owners is that Nashta Corporation. So as of this evening, there are current 28 video gaming machines. And from November 20 through November 21, as per the Illinois Gaming Board, the net income was $1,362,064.36. So if we leave it at the annual fee of $25, would generate $700 in revenue for the liquor commission or the liquor and to the city. And if we would consider an annual fee of $150, not maxing out the $250 that the state says we could charge, would generate $4,200 into the city's income. So if anyone has questions or if it's something you want to pursue.
I just had a couple of general questions on it. So we are already making $68,100, but that's the municipality share.
That is correct.
Okay. And how let's say I'm building a business, I want to have video gaming machines. Do I apply to the state? Do I apply to the city?
You have to have a liquor license with the city of Farmington. That's the only way you can get the video
And
game.
that's the liquor commission. There's a separate board.
It's under the city code, but yes,
So I was just wondering how that's approved. Okay, so once you have them, you can go ahead and get your gaming machines. We don't necessarily have to approve those, or?
no, doesn't.
I know we've lost machines at a couple businesses, but how many are in at the laundromat? That's open.
I think he got 6, but he hasn't
I
been
saw the
on
machines
it
are there,
yet.
so he doesn't.
Yeah. Aaron?
Yeah, well, I got a question because it's under my understanding that the laundromat got a liquor license.
That's correct, sir.
They got gaming. So
They've applied for it.
where do we say, hey, there's a certain point that you can't have a liquor license, that establishment not set up to have that, or to have gaming. I mean, come on, this is kind of getting out of control when you're throwing it in a laundromat. It's like, honestly, I can understand the bars around here. I really didn't understand about the gas stations, but the bars, yeah, I can get with them having gaming. But you guys are getting a little out of control about this stuff. You gotta start thinking about, hey, every business and not just your buddies. Not just the guys that lived here all their time or all their life and went to school with. This is what it's always been coming back to, is discrimination.
We're not discriminating over
Well,
anything.
if you're turning around, can you make a case in front of just regular standard people? No. That a laundromat should have a liquor license? Is he serving beer over there?
He has a Class A license.
But is he serving beer over there? If he's not serving
He
alcohol over there, he's only getting the one to get the other. And that's not right. If he's not serving alcohol there, then he shouldn't be able to have the extra.
He has
He is serving alcohol.
a
He is
Class
serving
A
alcohol.
license.
Is he serving alcohol?
Yeah, he's
gonna hire a bartender and everything. I've checked it out.
Okay, Andy, I'll take it for your word,
He's
but
posted-
I'm just saying,
he's posted pictures of the bar that they built in there.
what's that, sir?
They built the
It's
bar.
separate
They
from
put
the
it-
laundromat, just the wall and the door.
Well, I mean, me personally, I own my own washer and dryer, so I wouldn't know. But I'm just saying, this is what comes back to me by other people. You know, it's not just me that I bring up stuff about, it's about what other people are also concerned about in this town. But apparently, nobody ever listens to what other people say. It takes me to come in here and say it. So, thank you.
Bob, you're affected by this. Do you have any comments about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, as an owner of a bar and 5 poker machines, I don't agree with most of this. Just simply because the numbers that Rollins got in front of him, those ain't true because people will get unemployment plus a $300 a week bonus. So they were spending that money like, you know, they just throwing it away. And they did put a lot of it in the machines. Our revenue went up. But it's due to that $300 bonus they got for being unemployed. And I don't understand why we need to raise them. Because last night, my liquor sales was $22 from open to close. Our liquor sales are getting worse and worse, so we rely more and more to pay my mortgage and my $500 a month insurance on my building. You know, the more you take from me, the less I'm gonna have to pay my bills, as any business is.
Right.
And,
That's why we're discussing it
I
tonight.
just don't really know what the city's done to deserve a raise, taking my money. Not personal.
No, I
I
understand
don't
that.
understand why we're doing it.
I had a conversation actually tonight before I came with Jim Crane from the Moots, and he asked some of the same questions, so you're not alone. I explained to Jim that, you know, the city, if you're in business, you can raise the cost of, you know, an order of bacon or a beer by a nickel or a dime, and you can kind of balance things out that way. The city doesn't have that opportunity. We don't raise tax, I mean, we're not going to raise taxes. And there are very few other places that we can raise fees at all, but this would be one that at least I think we should take advantage of. And it, on a percentage basis, it's large, 600%, but as a percentage of your personal income, it's pretty minuscule. So I think it's a fair ask by the city to at least consider
The
it.
city's not growing that much. I mean, I don't know when that census was taken. It says we got 2,200 people. I don't think we got that many, so we're losing more and more. So that means my revenue goes down and down.
Well, but at the
But my
same,
bills go up.
Yeah.
I pay $400 some a month to insure my building.
you know, in the cities, you know, the city expenses go up just like yours do. I
Lay
mean,
them off.
pardon me?
Lay them off.
No, I mean, you're talking you know, a ream of paper goes up, you know, ink for the printer goes up. You know, all costs are increasing. So this is a pretty small item right now.
Okay, so should the other businesses be affected because your costs are going up? You're gonna reflect it possibly by raising my poker machine license. So
You know,
let's hit the other businesses too while we're at it. It's just not fair to pick on the bar owners.
no, I agree that you've got a limited audience that are going to be affected by it. But it's one of the few things that the city can do.
I mean, we voted, or you guys did, a year or so ago. There was going to be no more poker machines in here, but yet here they come. The laundromat got them, Circle K got them. So, and if you look at Circle K, I think they do more revenue than anybody else does on poker machines. They're pretty up there. So they've taken a big chunk of our revenue from it. I mean,
Anyway, as Roland said, it's just a discussion item tonight. We don't need to take action, but it'd be a good time for councilmen to ask questions if there are any.
Is there any cost for the city associated with the machines? Does the city have to lay out money for, do the police have to go make calls on poker machines?
They got their own police and state police take care of that.
Oh, yes, that's right. So there's really no cost to the city.
No.
Just one more item. The state keeps taking more and more from us on those machines, which you guys get more and more in return because you get a percentage of what the state gets, right?
Correct.
The long-term goal from what I read from J.D. Pritzker, if he's still in office, is he wants 50%, which right now they're at 30, 35, 37?
I can't answer
I
that.
think I went from 35% to 32, which ain't much, but it's gonna get worse. Eventually, I think his goal, he said, was I get 25%. XO Entertainment, which owns my machines, gets 25, and the state gets 50. So, you know, maybe you guys get time to look at the long-term effects of everything. Nowadays, every dollar counts. Running the business is no different than running your house. If the taxes go up, the water goes up, the sewer goes up, you've got less money to live on. I mean, that's all I'm asking. And we all know JB wants money, so he's gonna raise, keep taking from us.
Dave?
Are we, well, we're not voting or anything. I don't really see a reason for it. Other than, I mean, it's $4,200 and we're already, it's not like I haven't really heard the need other than we can. And that doesn't seem like the reason to have these houses.
The increase for the fees is what, $3,500 for the machines that are listed here? We're taking in $68,000 on the money coming through the machines. I don't think making it harder on the people with the machines is what he decides he can't keep 5 machines. Maybe he has to go down to 4. That's gonna affect our income a lot quicker.
I just brought it to the council's attention.
Oh, yeah, I'm just, that's for things.
Any other discussion, questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ron.
That's all I've got for new business this evening.
With that, I'll move to committee reports. Dave, anything on finance orders?
No reports.
And Nate, on street sidewalks.
Nothing tonight, sir.
I have a question on streets. The barrels in front of Asher. Can we get those moved?
That's Dave.
Yeah, I think they,
I didn't know if we had a requirement to keep them
I'm not sure, fire marshal done, right? They're all done, so there's no reason for them to be there.
up. Okay, thank you. Dave Rose on Parks Recreation
Nothing to report, sir.
and Chuck on Public Grounds and Buildings. With that, I will read the state of emergency. Still in effect pursuant to the authority vested in the office of Mayor of the Illinois by the Illinois Municipal Code, Section 511-1-6, the Illinois Emergency Management Agency Act, Section 330511, and Ordinance 2020-06 of the City of Farmington. I, Kent Kowal, Mayor of the City of Farmington, do hereby declare that a local state of emergency exists as of this date, April 22, 2020, and shall continue until such time as provided in Ordinance 2020-06, and that the nature of the emergency is a nationwide pandemic of the COVID-19 virus. And are there any other general comments from the audience? Dave?
2 questions, but I think I know the answer to the first one. In the bills, we pay Midwest Construction Poster Street sign. When we bought the new street, that was just name thing, it wasn't the post, is that right? Because we had, it hadn't been that long ago.
Those are the receptacles that go in the ground.
Right,
and the other one is the pole. But as winter started and people ran off the road, they mashed them. We were out of posts.
But the things we bought new were the green.
That was just the signs. Yes.
The other question, what did it cost the city to have the lease drawn out that we're not using?
I haven't gotten the bill.
I'm not sure. It was a couple hours of attorney time, I'd say.
And about,
Couple $100
Yeah.
probably.
$400 bucks?
I'd say around there.
About.
Roughly.
Aaron?
Okay, you guys talked about giving people tip money. Now, I want you to look back at every resident that you talked about. One person, they had a $15,000 bill, right, for the garage. What do they get? They get $1,000. But yet, the Moose, oh boy, Moose, Farmington's favorite. Yeah, they're gonna get $12,000 of our money.
It's a different application.
It's always the businesses get the benefit. It's not the resident.
The
I've
re-
asked a million times to protect the resident, and you don't protect the resident, you protect the business.
For the residential, it was 75% parts and material at a
Up
cap
to, how much?
2,000.
Now, for business, how much is it up to?
It depends on the machine, the application.
But they're getting $12,000. They're spending the same amount of money, if not more, a resident is spending. But yet, they're getting 1/12. That's what I'm saying. There's discrimination in this town, and the residents deserve just as much respect as all the businesses.
In this situation this year, we put $75,000 in TIF into residential that are inside the TIF and 25,000 for those that live outside. So we put $100,000.
You
Into
paid that
TIF.
to the alms in 5 years.
I
That's
am
just
talking-
the alms.
I am talking about the residential program.
But I'm talking
It
about
is-
compared to business. Let's have everything
Everyone
fair. Isn't that what
is
you guys
different.
always told me? Is everything supposed to be fair in this town? Everybody's supposed to be treated as equals, right?
It is a separate application. Aaron?
There's just more money that goes out for businesses than does for the residents, just like the law.
There's a good number of
Businesses
government,
are treated different than residents are.
the bulk of government agencies don't even include residential.
Okay, well, here's something. I brought up a couple weeks ago, everybody has to apply. Has to apply to go in front of the building and zoning board for certain things. And you said yes, yes,
That's
yes.
correct.
And wait a minute, no, I'm just saying, you talked part of my time, so just let me speak my thing. Now, the alms, I've gone through my evidence because I'm getting ready to turn around and file a complaint with the chief ninth district judge. But the thing is the alms never came to the building and zoning board about their fence. Now, they got 3 different fences. Who gave them permission to put up 3 different kinds of fences? To allow them to violate state law, to put a fence right up against mine, which is land encroachment. Now, we got a lawyer right here. You have a lawyer right here. Mr. Lawyer, why don't you tell all the city council members about land encroachment? Because apparently, nobody else is telling them this. So somebody needs to explain to them what land encroachment is. And it shouldn't be me. You're the lawyer. We pay you. Why don't you explain to them what land encroachment is?
I'll entertain this for a moment. Where's the land encroachment? I don't,
To put their fence within 5 feet of my fence and put a light within 5 feet of the property line.
Wasn't this something that went to a committee beforehand, planning commission, zoning
Well,
board of
since
appeals?
the Fulton County State's Attorney said that that was a violation of the law, and the, I wanna say it's a veterans lawyer, but it's actually, it's a veterans lawyer, but it's the United, whatever, it's for all of us, you know, blah, blah, blah. That lawyer even said that it was land encroachment. So why don't you explain to all these people what land encroachment is? I'm not saying that you're pleading them guilty. I'm just asking you to tell everybody here what land encroachment
I'm
actually
not
is.
going to opine on something I haven't seen. I'm not gonna opine whether it's land encroachment or not, or even discuss what the elements are of land encroachment without having seen what you're talking about.
Do I need to, okay, on your way home, do you want to either look, or do you want me to just bring them pictures next time?
I'll talk to Roland about it.
I mean, this is a big thing, okay? And my last thing is, and I've already brought this up, I haven't talked to you guys' attorney in over a month, well over a month. I talked to you guys' attorney, or his secretary, last week. He's supposed to be giving me a call whenever he gets back. See, you guys pay him so much money, he can go out of country for the season and stay warm, not us. But anyway, they already know. The only thing that I am asking, before we talk about you guys' so-called agreement, I have filed for certain recordings, which all of you would have to admit, you know, that's part of the Freedom of Information Act, because that's already what the Attorney General already said. It's part of the Freedom of Information Act. And that's what I'm waiting at. Before we discuss anything more about you guys' terms, I want everything, all the recordings that I have required or requested for the Freedom of Information Act. I want to hear of how the alms actually had to follow by the same rules as everybody else. I don't think everybody says, hey, they have to follow the same rules as everybody. If they get a ticket, they're supposed to pay for a ticket. Well, no, I've already proved that that's not true. If everybody else has to follow by the law, then they have to follow by law. Well, we already proved that's not true.
Mr. Kevelis, anything that you're bringing up is what's in this lawsuit, and we can't comment on anything.
That's not part of the lawsuit. What I'm saying is, I
I,
want to know why I cannot have what the federal government and the state of Illinois says, because it's part of Freedom of Information Act and the Open
Meetings Act.
Meetings Act. That's it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But, and they actually, the Attorney General actually has their own special board that investigates this. And they even said, well, why aren't they giving it to you? And I said, because they don't want the alms to lose their business. But that's gonna happen, no matter what you people all want. I'm gonna make sure, that's my common goal to myself, is to make sure that that building is shut down and is never, ever allowed to be open as a commercial building again, ever. It's gonna have to turn back into residential property. And guess what? A state of Illinois judge can do that. I've already found out. I've talked to a lawyer. He can shut them down tomorrow, as long as I bring the proper evidence into it. I'm gonna shut the alms down. Whether you guys like it or not, it's gonna happen. Thank you.
Mr. Kevelis,
Are
you're
there
welcome.
any other comments? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn. Thank you.